Hi and welcome back. So we're going to go over in this video how to now export your Explain Everything project to some platform, rather if it's YouTube or a Google Drive or whatever. We're going to go over exactly how to do that. And there's a few different ways that you can do this process depending on what situation you're in, whether if you have a Mac or a PC or if you want to use just your tablet. Depending on what you're using, it will determine how you're going to actually export this out. So there's a few different options we're going to go over. So the first thing you want to do is you want to look at your home screen, and here you have your project, our test project, sorry. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on that. So let's go ahead and open it up, and you're going to open it up. And right down here is this little button, and this is our export button. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. And when we export it, we now have a few different options. You can export the video, you can export export it as a PDF, as an image, or as a project. You can export to any one of these choices. All right, like I said, I like to use YouTube. I'll go over in just a second as to why. Excuse me. Or if you want, you can come over here and you can select just specific slides. So if we click off of that, it's going to show you all the slides. You're going to select which ones you want. All right, and you just hit confirm. Okay, and those are what you're going to export. Or let's go back and do all the slides. All right, so next, like I said, I like to use YouTube. Now, the reason I like to use YouTube is because to me, it is the easiest platform for students to access the videos. Now, a lot of schools use Google and they use Google Drive, and that is a completely viable option as well. I tried using Google Drive. The issues I had often were like accessibility. Not every student can get access to it. Sometimes like the permissions get a little screwed up. I just didn't like that it took a little bit more effort for me to get them the content. So with YouTube, it's very simple. You just go onto YouTube, search that person's name or the video title, and they can easily access the video. Plus, to me, it's just easier to put it up there and have access to it. Basically, once it's up until you delete it. Even then, it's not necessarily always gone. It's just a nice, easy platform. And to set up a YouTube account is extremely easy. If you have a Gmail account, you have a YouTube account. So I know my school uses Google. I think a lot of schools use Google for their email. You can use your school email account. That's what I did for my school, for my student videos. If you have a personal account, you can create a personal account. It's really up to you. You can make an entirely new Google account, which is what I did for Educating with Tech. And it's very, very simple to set up and get YouTube going. So don't be intimidated by that process if you're worried about setting it up. If you have a Google account, you have a YouTube account. It's that easy. So I like to use YouTube, so I'm going to go ahead and select YouTube. It will prompt you to sign in. I have already signed in, but it will ask you just to sign in with your account, with your email address, your Gmail account address, and your password, and then it'll log you into YouTube. Once you're here, you're just going to put in your movie name, your movie description, what category it would be in. Do you want it listed as public, unlisted, or private? I always put mine as public because that's just the easiest thing for students to find. If it's unlisted, they won't be able to search it, and if it's private, they'll have to be given a URL or a link to get to it. And then you can save a copy to your actual device if you so choose, or you can also post it to Twitter. So I'm not going to actually export it because the issue I saw, which is why I actually did not use this option, exporting directly from Explain Everything, was that it took a very long time. If you make a lengthy video or if you have a lot of animation, and the file can get pretty large and it can take quite a while to export it, and it was just not time efficient for me. So I found a different way of doing it. So what I would do, let's go back to the home screen. I'm going to minimize this. Is I have a Mac that I use at home. So for Mac users, this is an option for you. What you can do is you can go to your app store and you can download what is called Explain Everything Compressor. If you just go to the app store, all you have to do is type in Explain Everything and the compressor comes up right away. I do believe it was a little bit of money. I keep wanting to say $50. I should have checked before I made the video. I apologize, but I'm not 100% sure exactly. But it was a decent chunk of change, depending on how you view the value of it or not. If you're using it a lot, which I did use it a lot until I changed how I started making my videos, it was money well spent. It made my life way easier, and things moved a lot faster that way. But it's just a matter of your choices, your personal preferences. But so I bought Explain Everything, and again, this is just for Mac users. They don't have Explain Everything compressor for PC. At least I did not see it. So there might be some other third-party compressor out there that you can use, but I'm not aware of it. So you just click on explain everything and this opens up. So you have to drag your project into it. So the next thing you have to do from there is you have to actually download your project from your iPad to your desktop. And that's very easy to do. All you have to do is come over and you have to plug your iPad into your computer, all right, using the USB cable, and you have to open up your iTunes. When you open up your iTunes, you're going to go to your iPad, all right, and you have all your different options here. So you're going to go down to where it says apps, and you're going to open up the apps. So what you see is you can scroll down here. You have all your apps. That's not what we're looking for. You're going to scroll below that, all right? So right below that, you're going to see all of these different options, all right? All these file sharing options. And each of these apps essentially have files in them that you can actually download to your computer. So we're going to go to explain everything. And on the right-hand side, you can now see that it has our test project right here, test.xpl for explain everything. You're going to highlight that and you're going to save to, all right? You can create a folder, you can save it to your desktop, wherever you want to save it. I'm going to save it directly to my desktop, all right? Save to. And what you can see over here is you're going to see that it's starting to download. So we're going to give it a minute. It should download pretty quickly because it's a very short or a very small file. But so that's downloading. All right, so while that downloads, we're going to go ahead and minimize this again. All right, once it's done downloading, let's go ahead and go back to the home screen here. You're going to compress it. All right, so I don't think it's done. Is it? Yep, it's done. All right, so it's done compressing. So what you do is you'd come over here to your file. You would simply drag it over to the compressor. You'll see it right there, and then you just hit compress. All right, and it tells you the estimated time, how much time has elapsed. So it goes super, super fast. When I was using this option, I would actually make a bunch of videos and explain everything until my iPad was almost full, to be honest. And then I would download them all into my desktop, and then I would compress them all using this. I did notice that when you compress it, you might lose a little bit of quality, but that's just something that sometimes happens. It's not a huge amount of quality loss, so it's not a huge problem, but it, when you're compressing a file, some things like that happen. So then it says view and finder. You click on that. As you can see here, your video is now in test.mp4. MP4 is the file format you want your videos to be in, especially if you're using YouTube. All right, they need to be in MP4. So you would just click on that to test it. I would often watch to make sure everything compressed properly. I did have a couple times where I had to recompress a video because for some reason it didn't go right, but you just open it up, hit play, and there you go. So it's going to show all of them. This one's about 4 minutes and 52 seconds. There isn't a whole lot going on. I don't think there's any video or anything. It just held on certain slides for a certain amount of time. All right, so we're going to click that. So now we have our video, all right? So now we can upload it to YouTube, which I will go over that process in another video. So that's one option for compressing your video from your iPad to your Mac and then uploading it to whichever platform you're using. Another option you have, and I looked these up to make sure, is you have, if you go to the Explain Everything website, what you have is you have these different types of accounts. Now, the free account does not give you this option. Like I said, for PC, I did not see any sort of compressor, but you can pay for an account. So that's what this premium account does. The premium account, which is $4.99 per month or essentially $50 per year, gives you access to a cloud-based MP4 compressor. So basically, if you pay for that plan as a PC user, you then can use their account basically, or use their platform to compress the videos down to MP4 and then upload it to YouTube. All right, so this is one option. The free account does not offer that. But the free account, the nice thing is you will get a 30-day trial of the premium account features. If I'm sorry, I have an itch on my nose. If you want to give it a go and see if that's something you'd be interested in. So for PC users, it looks like you would have to get the premium account or find some third-party compressor that could possibly compress the files for you. The other thing is, say you have a department or your entire school has decided they want to flip their lessons. You can go in on this Ed Group account, which has all the premium account features, but it also has some additional I didn't read all the features, but it has some additional features specifically for like a school account. For I believe there's like an administrator account that gives you a little bit of control over the platform or something like that. I didn't go into it too much, but if there's a group of you at your school looking to do this, that might be a viable option as well. It's $2.67 per year per user. You're billed annually, and the minimum number of licenses you can start with is 5. So you do have to get at least 5 people on board to do that. So if your school has that option or it's in the budget for them, that is definitely an option as well. So those are the different ways that you can export your video to basically to whatever platform, Google Drive, YouTube, or whatever it is, so that your students will have access to your videos. So like I said, you can export it from the iPad or tablet directly. That does take additional time. It does go a little bit longer than I liked. So if you're trying to do a lot of videos, that might not be the most viable option, but if you're only trying to start out with a couple, give that a go to start off with. If you're a Mac user, you can buy the Explain Everything compressor app from the App Store, and you can use that to compress multiple videos at one time. It'll put it into the .mp4 format that you need, and you can upload it to YouTube, Google Drive, whatever. Or you can pay for these premium accounts that also that offers a compressor option as well. I'm sure there's other compressors out there. I just don't know of them. So those are just different ways that you can export some of your videos. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will gladly get those answered for you. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. All right, thanks so much. Bye.